Hello and welcome to the channel Gaming Like a Noob. I'm the Noob and I call myself Sansomi. And let's start out by the news that, let's have a look at my personal thing here, or let's go in here. I've just signed a new contract expiring 2029. So that feels good. I was a bit worried that my performance this season would, but we have played extremely well. Except we've gone out of all the cups, right? No, we're still in Papa John's. That's right. We're still in Papa John's. We're going to play in that one today, in one of their games in this episode. I think it's the third game in this episode. We're going to face off against Peterborough in that cup. So, but as I said, new contract for me, and we have our first game against Preston in today's episode. So let's move on in and see what kind of players we're going to use today to get this to work properly. Eddie Petit is still injured, so he's not going to be anywhere near the pitch. Victor Akinvale has been a bit concerned that he's not getting playtime, but I think he's going to get to play today. But he's not going to start, of course. Solomon Okoro and Chris Proser are the ones that are starting. We are pretty green-lighted for most of the players here, all the players. So I guess Getting Folks should go in for Tyler Morton there. I think otherwise we have as good a team as we can, or maybe even Steve Dunn. That's right, Steve Dunn should go in there as well. That's right. Let's see if we can do something against Preston away today with this team. Going to be quite interesting. I think they were 17th in the league, so we are fighting a team way below us. A team that is somewhere where we were expected to be this season. So I'm happy we're not there. But let's see what we can do, if we can keep ourselves within the playoff situation the entire season, or if we're going to sooner or later wake up for this dream of actually being close to the playoff and stuff. We are pretty far away from relegation, and we should be able to keep ourselves in this division now. So yeah, I am hoping, of course, that so that is the thing. And here's Kearney. And he finds nobody. He finds himself, and ooh, ho! That was a good one. That was a really nice one. Do it. Ukuru, Gray, finding Dunn. Dunn finding it into Prosa. Oh, interesting. But as I said, we are 15 points away from relegation, and I doubt that we should drop 15 points, or they should get 15 more points, and we shouldn't be able to get any points with the time that is left. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to stay in the division, that's for sure. Now this season, I must say, we've been lucky with having the right kind of length players. So if we can't prolong those landings, there will of course be a problem from there. Oh, Okoro! Solomon Okoro, 1-0 Welling United. But as I said, the problem is that we are so dependent on those length players that we have this season. And I'm look at that. Their defense is... They just stood there and watched as Okoro came from behind and just ran away from them. Nice. We are in second in the league. This is absolutely ridiculous. But as I said, we are so dependent on those Lens players, and I'm so worried that next season, whether we get to stay, get relegated, or go up, there is a chance that we will be playing championship football next season. I don't think so, but with a bit of things going our way, it's not an impossible thing to happen. Looking at how things have gone so far. But as I said, it's so much dependent on these Lent players like Neil Moore and Chris Proser and Ukuru and Eddie Bate. Yeah, Eddie. Ooh, that was Eddie. Let's just say Eddie. So, I mean, yeah, and Steve Dunn is also a good right defender. So we are a bit vulnerable there. We need to try to get rid of a lot of players that are dead wood in the team. Players that aren't developing like I was hoping they would. And players that just wasn't that good as I thought they were going to be. So a lot of players do need to leave so that we can get our financial situation in a good place. Because let's face it, we've been a bit lucky there as well with well, luck and luck. I mean, I have aimed to get those under 23 when they get fired from their Premier League teams, and we have made a lot of money out of those players, because that's the players that has been worth a lot of money, except for Jake Fisher, who was well, that's the lucky part, because he came from our youth system, and just we got what was this, one or £1.5 million for him. So we've been very lucky in that regard. And yeah, and of course signing those under 23, it's just as much for the money as it is for the quality of the team, for our team to be good, to sign those under 23 players. And yeah, turning with a corner, and no. But I've forgotten to do any substitutions. And oh, not a red one. Please, not a red one. Nothing? Yeah, he did get a yellow one. I mean, there's tons of players that could have been exchanged, like Gray and a lot of other tired players. But I think they're going to let them play out this game. We do get a 1-0 victory in this first game of this episode against the 17th position team, Preston. So yeah, let's see what we can do in the next game, and I guess I'll just see you there. And so we're here. We're going to face off against what's his name, Jamie Vardy's former club, Fleetwood. And they are dead last in the table. Hopefully we can get another 3-pointer here. That would be interesting. And we have already done some changes here, because Neil Moore, very tired. Chris Proser, very tired. So, and Eddie Petrie just coming back from an injury. So I decided to use Victor Akinwale as a starter today and have Petrie on the bench. And Adset is back instead of Gray. Terenzi coming in instead of Samuel Eddy. And as I said, Mackenzie Lamb takes the position of Neil Moore. So Neil Moore can get a rest this day or this time. So let's see what we can do against Fleetwood today. Set starting here. Let's get going. And I'm trying to go through the team, looking at players that we haven't used enough, and I'm trying to sell them out and try to get rid of players, because we need to downsize our squad size, so to speak, so that we can afford to keep the best players first of all, of course, and then also so that we can not give too much workload to our coaches, because they have too many players to train. And I've tried to get more coaches in, but the board refuses to give me that. So yeah, Steve Dunn injured. I'm gonna get in Jude Russell there now then. Let's see if that will be better or worse. Here comes Fleetwood. Come on. Don't let them beat us. We've been playing good against really good sides, and now we're going to struggle against Fleetwood. They're dead. They get a penalty. Don't give Folks a red card, please. No, he doesn't even get a card. It's just a penalty. Dang it. And they score. And we are down against the team that are dead last in the division, when we have played so good against so many great sides. I mean, this is so weird. It's so extremely weird. But I've said it before, our way of playing seems to fit against better team, and then we're struggling against teams that are worse than us. So yeah. But what to do? I need to somehow find another way to play against teams like that, I guess. A way that we can build more pressure on them and stuff like that, because they are totally dominating. The only highlights I've seen, it's Fleetwood chances. And that is not supposed to happen, that's for sure. So let's see, we're going to give them a talk to here now. I'm going to throw my water bottle. I don't care. And start the second half. Let's shout out that we demand more. Let's go for a more attacking. And instructions. Let's go for a higher tempo, and of course pull out and get stuck in. And let's see if we can do anything against them in this game, because we're really struggling here. I don't know why, but 3,666 people are here looking at this game. We don't want to disappoint them. Come on. When we finally get some audience here. Come on. We're not creating a chance. This is horrible. Adset, Terenzi, Akinvale, Adset, Russell, Folks, Akinvale. Ooh! And now Russell is injured as well. And the right defense seem really vulnerable here. We need to pause, because we need to do something. Something needs to be done here. What can we do? Who's played really bad? Most of the team. I'm going to bring in Gray again, and I can only do one more change, so it's going to be Eddie for Akinvale. Dang it. I don't care that you're injured. You're just going to have to hold on. Come on. We need... This is so typical. When we play, have a good session and good time and everything, we do end up getting beaten by these crappy teams. I don't know what to say. Here they come again. Fleetwood. Oh, come on. What in all the holy crap that's available in this crappy world is happening? Here they have a free kick in a dangerous situation, and They score. 2-0 to Fleetwood. I'm bamboozled. I don't know what to say. How can we... And after this, we have a game against Peterborough in the Blamey Cup. How are we going to get bounced back in the cup in a game against the dead last Fleetwood, losing in this horrible way at home as well? Not even one of my players played well today. They were all crap. Akinwale, perhaps the best player in our team, together with Jude Russell. That's a horrible, horrible... Ho, ho, ho. Guess I'll just see you in the next one. And so we're here. Home game against Peterborough. This time it's in the Papa John's Trophy. And we need to bounce back after the last game that was horrific. Losing at home against the bottom team. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what to believe in this game. Let's get Neil Moore back in the team, and of course Chris Proser. Let's see. Let's go, and then we go, and then we just have a look at. Yeah, Eddie Petrie is supposed to be better there. Now, it did work better with Gray in the team, even though he's less of a star player. So let's give the bench to Daniel Adset. Oscar Terenzi was not a very super good. I think we're going to give Curry the chance today. And since Dunn is still injured, let's bring in Terenzi on the bench there. We could use Norton as well, right? No, Oliver Norton is lent out, so we don't have that right. We have Harry Brithwithel. Ooh, long time since he played. You know what? I think I'm going to give him the opportunity instead of Jude Russell today. Let's have Brithwithel play today. Wiggett is very tired, but we saw what happened when we played Lamb, so I think I'm going to start with Wiggett anyway. Oaks should really get some rest as well, but yeah, I don't think I have anything that is good enough to compete. Or maybe I should play Morton there. I'm going to do this to have folks on the bench instead and be able to bring him on and give Taylor Morton the opportunity to start the game. It's a cup game. It's certainly something that we want to win. And if we should win, we've been drawn against either Tottenham's under-23 or against Portsmouth, depending on which of those teams are winning in their clash, of course. So let's pump our fist and let's kick off this game. I think it's the third game of this episode, right? So we need to play good today in order to go through in this cup, in this Papa John's Trophy. Gray getting it to Egan. Come on, Welling. Well, Egan hoisting it up, but nobody's there. So I'm getting lots of good vibes from Egan as well when it comes to training and stuff like that. He's training extremely well. Over 9 in average rating on the training pitch every week, and I'm getting reports from him, from the coaches, that he's doing very well in training and stuff. So I'm very happy with him. Here's Proser getting stopped. Here's Turney. Come on, Turney. Oh, you can't. You need to pass the ball. Here they come. Peterborough on the... Oh! Get it away! Get it away! Thank you, Egan. Only 3 minutes into the game and we've already seen so many chances. That's interesting. Petrie to Proser. Proser! Oh, he didn't get any power on that one. And it ends up being a corner kick. Let's see, Turney with the corner. Floats it in and nobody's there. Stewart's out there picking up the loose ball. Can he get it in or what? Gray. Gray to Wiggett. Wiggett seems to be starting to develop now at the tender age of 24, when nothing happened before, and now all of a sudden things are starting to happen. Getting good reports on him as well in the training sessions, so yeah, that's nice. Turney losing the ball there, that's not good. Come on, we need to play better than this. I'm a bit worried that we've lost our form, so to speak, or should I say, lost our luck, because I know that we're not supposed to be among the top teams in this division, and so on and so forth. So I do know that we are playing over our potential at the moment, but yeah. We just don't want to end up in a bad spiral where we play bad week out and week in and so on. And yeah, I've gotten my contract though for 3 more years with the club, but I can still get fired. We know that. It's nothing secure about just getting the contract. We need to win as well to not lose the... Oh, good one getting in between there. Proser here's free on goal. Proser, no. Defense did come back, and yeah, we are struggling. We are actually struggling, I must say. But Toby Egan has played well today again, and that's a must if we are to go anywhere in cups and stuff like that, especially. So let's just hope that we can get better in the second half. We haven't been totally bad, because then we would be behind. So I'm just going to be encouraging them now by... let's see, I'll do some encouraging here. And... maybe we do something in our more pressure here in that sense, and maybe to shorter passing, just to see what happens then. Wiggett, Gray, Morton, Brithwhistle, Stewart, Morton, Gray, Stewart, Petrie, trying to find Gray, did, and Gray finding Petrie, and Petrie finds the net! There it is! 1-0 Wellington United! Whoo! That was really something. Oh, look at that. He almost lost the ball there, Gray, but then that brilliant pass by Gray to Petrie. That's nice. And a beautiful goal by Eddie Petrie. And, yeah. I mean, it is with some mixed emotions that we have here when it comes to us playing well. And, oh, look at this. Look at this. Oof, good save by Toby Egan. I mean... at the same time, as I wanted to go good for us, of course. I want us to win as much as possible. The same time, I wanted to go not so good for more Proser, Eddie Petrie, and so that they might be releasing them after this season so that we can sign them on free transfers. We can't afford to buy them. That's just the way it is. But if we can Oh, let's see here. Prosa. Oh, so close. Morton needs to come off. So Fawkes comes in that position. Turning with the corner. And nothing. Here's Stewart out to Turney. But that's all that's happened. Now Fawkes has come on in. Yes, good. And Brithwhistle with a throw in to Fawkes. Goes by his player. And he should have passed it there. And there's Browser! 2-0 for Welling United. And it seems like we're going to go through in the Papa John's Trophy. And we're going to be playing either Tottenham's under-23 or the Portsmouth. That's where I wanted folks to pass to Proser in the first chance when folks shot, did release a shot instead, or did shoot. But yeah, oh good. Good one. And let's see, we do have Freddie Stewart is really tired, so let's bring in Maghoma there. Petrie is really tired. Is there anybody? Well, let's go ahead and give Okoro the last couple of minutes here. Tony, oh, grab. Wiggett. Oh, thank you. Brithwhistle, he's played okay, and it's been good to have him back in the team. It's been some time since he was in the team, actually. But he still plays for Singapore as an international, so yeah, he does get some games from time to time, but for some reason he's lost out on me. I mean, look at all the red numbers he does have. He's 23, hasn't really been given me a good feeling any seasons. It's been I feel a reserve player, someone you throw in when you got some real problems, like we did now when Jude Russell was extremely tired after coming back from an injury, and Steve Dunn being out on injury, and Oliver Newton being out on loan. So that perfect situation for him to come back, and he did it very well. So we have one more game to play this episode, and I will just see you there. And so we're here, last game of the episode, Crawley Town away in the league. Let's just jump into it and see what kind of players we can use today, and so on and so forth. It looks like I should not play with more, and we get neither Turney nor Petrie. Yeah, we're going to do a couple of changes here. I don't care. We are struggling in the league. That's just something we have to be honest with. I'm going to be going with Marcus Muir in that one. Or Kayatsaka. I think Kayatsaka. I think that will be best. And I don't think Neil Moore should be on the bench even, considering how tired he is. Stewart can't be on the bench. Let's go for Alex in that position. Morton, Afuka in instead. Chris Proser shouldn't be playing either. Now that's a little problem though, but let's see. Let's bring in Victor Akinvale. Let's see if we, yeah, let's do like that. Okuro got a lot better playing as an advanced forward. Victor Akinvale dropped a little, but not much in the star rating. So Chris Proser really shouldn't be on the pitch either. Maybe better with Petrie, since he's only going to be a substitute. It says it should be monitoring him, that's all. So let's do that. And we continue with Harry Brithwhistle, actually. I think he's going to get another opportunity here, but he's going to be playing with some bad players, one can say. Turney should be rested as well, but do I dare? Do I actually dare to do that much of a change? Yeah, let's do it. Ooh, this is going to be a hard game for us to win. Loads of changes being made. But they were all tired. I don't want to risk them getting injured because it's going to be a long season, and I want them to have them be able to put them in when I need them in the really. Well, I would need them in this game as well because they are 13th in the league here, Crawley Town, down there. So it's important not to lose against those teams like we did against Fleetwood. Since then they... Oh, I thought he was going in. We don't want those lower teams to gain points on us, so to speak. So even if we don't reach playoff, the important thing is not to beat Hull City and Exeter and Leyton Orient and all of those teams. The important thing is to beat the teams down there, like Crawley Town, like Preston, like Fleetwood. So we keep them away. It is 6 points games when we beat them, when we face off against them, because we don't want to get down there. Sure, it's always nice to beat the top teams, of course. You always want to do that. You want to win every game you play. But these are the games that are important. Since we are not a team that are supposed to be fighting for the top, we are a team that are supposed to be fighting to survive in this division. And we have done that very, very well. But we need to play better against those teams that are down there, and because we are going to be figured out when it comes against these better teams. They are going to figure us out, and most likely in the second half of the season now, the better teams will beat us, and then, oh, there it is! Solomon Okoro, 1-0 for Welling United! The better teams will probably have figured us out now, and will be playing better against us. That's a good goal. Will be playing better against us in the next time we face them. So I think it will be a harder spring than the autumn have been. We have won a lot. Oh, but plenty of teams have no idea who we are and how we play, and now they know. Oh, so now we have to win out of sheer quality, and that's going to be a tougher situation. Surprising the better teams with how we play and stuff like that is probably more of a thing. While now being better than the other teams and winning, that's going to be tough. Here's Bojang. Here's Gray. Here's Curry. Curry trying to find... Well. Saka. Gray. Saka. Okuru. Find Akinvale. Ooh, he could have used the self-confidence by scoring. Giving Akinvale a couple of goals would be really, really nice. Now a good start. Good first half. Let's... pump our fist and get out there and try to get 3 points out of this game. I mean, yeah, 4th in the league, way above my personal thoughts that we were going to end up in this season. I was, as I said, so certain that we were going to be somewhere where Preston is, struggling to survive in this division. But yeah, 23rd game this is. So this is, after this game, we've played half of the season. Now, I want to pause here because I want to do some changes. Fulks is very, very tired. Let's bring in Afoka. Let's bring in Alex Robertson. And let's bring in Eddie Petrie. That's the way we're going to do it. And let's just hope that that will not lower the quality, maybe even do us better. I don't think so. I think the only thing that could be better is probably Eddie coming in for Victor. The other two is probably lowering our quality. So yeah, it's going to be nervous here the last 10 minutes. Bojang, Robertson. Oh, good pass to Okuru. What a pass by Alex Robertson to Okuru, who makes it 2-0. And that's his second goal of the game. Look at this. Bojang. Look at this when Robertson gets the ball here. Look at this pass. Bloody marvellous pass and a good goal by Okuru. Oh, but the main thing is the pass there, I think, from Alex Robertson. Remember that name. He might be coming in and struggle for a place in the position in the team here as well. I mean, it's starting to look a bit worrying here about who am I going to be playing on those central midfield positions. Oh, nothing happens though. And oh, good save by Egan again. Egan is probably one of our absolute best players, and I'm very happy that I kept him from the very first season, I think. Bojang, Robertson, not a good pass by Robertson this time though. We're going to have a closer look at Robinson before this episode is over, I guess. But we win. We get another 3-pointer. Marvelous. And since it is the last game, let's go on and have a little look-see at the club C before we end this episode. We continue here. And yeah, I'm going to go through this. You don't have to be going through all the information here. Let's go finances first of all. We have still £4.3 million. We are actually making money so far this month, but we have tried to sell a lot of players, and we have gotten 1 or 2 players sold, not for much, but we have gotten some players sold. I don't think we've gotten any money in for it though. Have we? We did get 22,500 for the Papa John's Trophy victory that we did. Let's see, players sold. Yes, we've gotten in 64,000 for players sold, which is good, I guess. And Club Vision, we are still waiting on that training facility to become full, or to be completed, the improvement. And I'm actually going to see if I'm going to try when this is over, when we are here on the 24th of March, when we are there, have arrived to that date, I am going to ask them to improve it further, because we can't go wrong with a really good training facility. So the board feels that you're doing an unbelievable job. Thank you very much for that. Played defensively solid football. They're pleased with that, actually. Make the most of set pieces. They're disappointed with that. They want me to do more in there, so I guess I'm going to have to go in and try to do more of them. Play high tempo pressing football. They're very pleased with that. Play direct football. They're disappointed with that. They don't want me to keep it on the ground, I guess. Work within the weight budgets. On course. Nice. So yeah, let's see. They are not. They want me to remain in League One. That's not my personal goal. This is the club's goal, though. I don't intend to be 2030-31 season to still be in League One. I want to have at least be in the Championship by then. I know that we might not be good enough to play in League One now, but I do believe that we should be good enough to someday go up, because we are getting better and better. Our players are getting better, Let's have a look at this as well. And the youth candidate, we did get a couple of 3 green plus things here. At least one of our fullbacks has plenty of promises. We have what it looks like a top prospect in the center of midfield. We have one good young English central midfielder from Walthamstow who has caught the eye. So maybe we'll get a good player or two from our youth system. I don't have much hope on that of that, if I'm to be honest, because if we look at the club info, the youth situation is below average. We can see here youth facilities, basic youth, and youth level only 4. So yeah, what I would love to get is sponsor money, more sponsor money. I mean, we should be able to get sponsor money on our stadium first of all, but yeah, so far nothing. Yeah, we were going to go in on this one. Alex Robertson doesn't seem to have the best of numbers though, but still he has some good numbers where it counts and stuff like that. So he could be, and he has potential to be a superb rating for the senior team, and he's fairly good rating for the senior team now. The thing is, did he? Yeah, 14 in passing. That's why he could do that, deliver that pass that he did. He should have good vision as well. Yes, 15. But he's not been trained. I've been praising him because he's had a high training average rating, but loads of arrows are going downwards, which I'm not very happy about. But yeah, that might be changing now that he's been playing, coming into the team and play. His history has been Manchester City, so it's one of those under 23 players that's been released. So he could become, oh wait a minute, he's got a long history here. Is he actually that young? He's only 23 with that long of a history. Started out in Manchester United the season 18-19. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. So, but at least we're taking a look at that player as well, and you now have a little better hand on him. And as I said, it's been one of those under 23 players that we sign, and I can't recommend this enough, because you can make such amount of money out of that, especially because, as we can see in our transfer history here, you can see we have Martin Turney. That's also a free transfer from Liverpool. These are the teams that they have been released from. So yeah, West Bromwich, Ala from West Ham, Chris Proser, that's lent players. So yeah, so that's interesting. But when we take a look at, let's see, I don't think we have here Panicos Valecius to Brentford for 1.6 million. And if we look at him, I'm pretty sure that's another one of those under 23. Yep, from Everton. So I mean, maybe he would have become a superstar for us, but at least we got, and that sad that we couldn't keep a hold of him, but we did get 1.6 million pounds, which is extremely important for my club, that to get those money if we want to develop. That's just the way it is. Going back again, I think, as I said, all the players that I have gotten $1 million for or more has all been these under 23 players that I picked up when they have been released from their club, their Premier League club. I mean, they don't have to be future star ratings of Premier League status. They just need that right, that, should I say, to be able to reach Premier League someday in their potential. So yeah, loads of money for a player like that. And as I said, I can't stress it enough. Do try to get your hands on these. Yeah, I mean, there's players here like Mike Marlowe. I don't think he's really played any game for us. No, 3 games he played for us, and then Derby wanted him and signed him for £1 million. Now that's, and I signed him when Everton released him as an under-23. I mean, yes, if you signed everybody on every under-23 players, you're gonna end up with a lot of crappy players. I do have a lot of crappy players in Welling United. As we can see here, this is all, look at the amount of players I have, and we have a loads of crap playing in the team, but we can take that since we do gain so much money from the ones that actually do develop into something. So yeah, I can't stress it, I can't recommend it enough. Do try to sign players that are being released from the under-23 teams and under-18 teams. If they release players from that team as well, try to sign them. Loads of money to be done, and but this will of course only work when you are as far down as we are. It's going to be hard when you're to get them to sign when you're off, when you're not in the League 2 and upwards, like you're in the Vanarama National League or below that. It's going to be hard to sign them, but you could still sign them. I do believe, if we take a look at Charlie Wiggett, I do believe that he actually signed before. Let's go into tactics instead. I think it's easier to find here. Charlie Wiggett, here he is. I do believe he signed before 22-23. Where were we in the 22-23? We were in National League. So we'd just been promoted from the National League South, and we got to sign an under-23 player from Premier League, so to speak. As he was released from Chelsea, we snapped him up, and he's been playing every single game. Oh, no, not every single game, but every year he's been an important player for us. He's been a big reason why we are now in League One, of course. And he's really starting to develop now. I mean, these errors is every week on him, and he's having 8 point something most weeks in training. So yeah, I do believe that he could still, he's 24, so he's not got the extreme amount of time, but he's got about 4 years to develop into his peak, and hopefully he will stay here for a long time. He has a contract just as long as his contract runs out when mine runs out, actually 29. That's interesting. So yeah, I can't stress it, I can't recommend it enough. Sign players from the under-23 that are kicked out of the under-23 from the Premier League. And if you I mean, if I hadn't contacted Charlie Wiggett the very same day I found out that he was kicked out of, because I had him on the short list, and they said that Chelsea released him, and I offered him a contract at once, so nobody really had the time to notice him, and so I believe that if I've just waited a week to try and sign him, some other club would have snapped him up, and we would not have gotten him. But now we have him, and I have big faith in him. I think he's going to be able to follow us up at least to the Championship as well, maybe even to the Premier League, as long as we don't fight for winning the Premier League. So, but yeah, if we get there, that's another question, of course. 154 games for us and 7 goals. I think it's been good for us. That's just the way it is. So, I don't think we have much more to say. I don't know if that game, they have not been settled if we're going to be facing Tottenham or Portsmouth yet, so we're going to have to wait until next episode to find that out. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Do like, subscribe, and all that nice stuff. That would really help me out. And stay safe out there in this dangerous world, and have tons of fun. And I'm just going to end with bye 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 bye.